Hello, this is the Burt Locker. I'm Burt Green. So basically, whatever I want to talk about, mostly mixed martial arts. This one is going to be looking at UFC Vegas 75, also the UFC 289 results, because I didn't actually recap that yet. I'm going to try and keep this brief, because brevity is the key to being quick, as they say. Also, I'm going to have a quick look at the news, see which fighters sniffing glue that aren't Conor McGregor. I mean, obviously, McGregor's usually sniffing a lot of glue, but there's someone else. It's not Conor. That I think is probably high on glue before they went on Errol Houani, because they were saying some bizarre stuff. Anyway, let's crack on. So UFC 289, I'll look at first quickly, because obviously that was last week. The main takeaways from that, Dan Ige looked really good. Dan Ige really, I think he should probably get the winner of Emmett against Topuria. That comes up next week. But he just looked sensational. Landwehr, he looked kind of flat and slow. He should have gone down the middle more, but I think Ige was just too quick for him. He was able to strike very hard and very quick, and that was the key there. Mike Muller, sensational, absolutely brilliant, great body kicks. If you're going to get him a ranked guy, it needs to be Pereira or Chiesa, if Chiesa's still fighting, but I don't know if they are. Charles Oliveira looked scary. He absolutely destroyed Beneil Dariush. Looked really, really good. I don't know how he gets on against Islam, but it's no two fights are the same. And has Volkanovski taken away some of Islam's air of invincibility? Who knows? Maybe that's something that Charles Oliveira can exploit in the rematch. No surprises with Nunes. Looked absolutely sensational. Congrats on the retirement. I think, look, it's very, very rare, almost unheard of, to see fighters retire on top with their belts. She's been the champion since I watched her capture the belt at UFC 200. I was there. She's been the champion since then, since 2016. Come on, that's going to take some beating. She's the greatest female fighter of all time to this point. That's going to take some beating. And congratulations to her. I don't think she's really got an awful lot left to prove. I don't think she needs to prove that she can beat PENA for a second time. I think that's absolute nonsense, anybody that's actually considering that. Aldana, disappointing. I'll be honest, I expected a bit more from her. And what annoys me is in the press conference, she sits there going, oh, I now realise exactly what I needed to do, and it won't happen again. And I know how to beat her now. It's like, oh, you figured it out just as the final bell went, did you? Oh, good for you. Oh, what a weird coincidence. As soon as you didn't have to fight Nunes anymore, I know how to beat her now. Oh, if I'd have just had one more round, I'd have won that easy. I'd have won it easy. God, Dad, just accept that you had a bad night at the office, move on. Like, it's just, stuff like that annoys me. It really does. It gets my goat. And then you had UFC Vegas 75. Main takeaways from that was, I have to re-watch Palga against Bukauskas. I thought Palga probably edged that. I don't know if that was a great decision. And impressive guy. Who was it that got this? Quinones? No, it wasn't Quinones. Someone else got a really nice Torres, maybe. Torres got an elbow knockout over Motta. That was really, really good. Very good. It was good to see Nicholas Dalby get the win, actually. That was a little bit of a surprise for me. Christian Leroy Duncan, I think he looked a little bit disappointing, if I'm totally honest. Arman Sarukan looked exactly as I thought he would. He just looked really just dominant the whole way through. He did get rocked. He didn't have it all his own way, but he looked down. He's damn impressive. He is so damn impressive. And then Marvin Vettori against Jared Cannonier. What can you say? I mean, Cannonier looked fantastic. He not only looked like the stronger, harder hitting guy, but he seemed faster as well. He just seemed to land well. In fact, he set a new record in the middleweight division for significant strikes. Vettori's face was a mess, but god damn Vettori, what a chin on that guy. How do you finish that dude? He's never been finished, I don't think. I don't think he's been I know he's never been knocked out, but I don't think Vettori has ever been finished. And look, you don't want to be a fighter famous for being able to take a beating, but god damn, how do you stop Marvin Vettori? That's absolutely crazy. Now, speaking of stopping people, this is where it plays into the next part that I'm going to go into. First of all, could you please hit subscribe, We'd really appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. But Juliana Pena, she might be sniffing glue. At least she huffed a lot of glue before she went on the MMA Hour, because she was saying some stuff that was frankly bizarre. One of which came down to, you know, this notion that you have to put her out to stop her, like, you know, that she can't be stopped, whatever. Nonsense. She sat there saying, who's the greatest female fighter in my opinion? Well, obviously it's me, because I'm not a fighter, I'm a warrior. I'm the greatest warrior. I'm the greatest fighter. Well, that doesn't make any sense, because you said you're the greatest fighter of all time. And if you're trying to separate a warrior from a fighter, because she said, look, Amanda Nunes is just a fighter. I'm a warrior. I'm the greatest fighter of all time. So that doesn't make any sense. What you just said makes zero sense, Juliana. Put down the glue before you go on to the MMA Hour. Stop it, right? At least with Chael Sonnen, you knew it was a bit. I don't know if it is a bit with Juliana Pena. Maybe it is. She might just be a much better actress than Chael Sonnen, but it kind of sounds like she really believes all this stuff that she's saying. It's just bizarre. She's saying, oh, you have to stop me. You have to knock me out to be able to stop me. Well, that didn't happen when you submitted to Valentina Shevchenko. You submitted to that armbar. So surely by your own kind of definition, you shouldn't have tapped to that. You should have just let her break the arm. If that's what you're saying is required. Now, I'm not saying that she shouldn't have tapped. Like, obviously, tapping to an armbar is the correct thing to do. But don't stand there and say, oh, you have to stop me, you have to put me out in order to beat me. Because not being funny, that's not really the case, is it? Because, I mean, not being funny, you got guillotine choked by Jermaine Duran to me. She's a Dutch kickboxer, dude. She's a Dutch kickboxer, and you got submitted by Jermaine Duran. Like, I'm not saying that's about, but just stop. Stop with the delusion that you're like the greatest of all time. Because look, Pena is excellent. She has a win over Amanda Nunes, which is brilliant. You cannot take that away from her. She's tough as old boots, and she's actually really fun to watch fight. But when I'm hearing her say all this bizarre nonsense, like she's sitting there when Amanda Nunes is retired, it's going, what? Don't compare yourself to Anderson Silva. Don't. Oh, shut up, dude. Why are you trying to make yourself this unlikable? Is this like a Floyd Mayweather thing? Are you trying to make yourself so unlikable to sell tickets when you eventually do get back in the ring? Honestly, honest to God. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. Speaking of bizarre, Conor McGregor had a fight with a bloody mascot. What? What the hell? Was that... Who the hell thought that was a good idea? Who set up that stunt? Who thought that was a good idea? Honestly. Whoever thought that was a good idea was probably huffing a lot of glue. How much cocaine was involved in that idea, in the meeting where you decided, oh, let's have Conor McGregor have a little mock fight with our mascot? Because Conor's not going to... Conor's an idiot. Like, I don't think he intended to hurt the mascot, but that follow-up punch on the ground, yeah, that's going to bounce your head off the floor. And that's going to really hurt. That's going to... The mascot had to be rushed to hospital because... Obviously, he cracked his head off the floor. But that wasn't Conor being vindictive. That was Conor being an idiot because just getting swept up in the moment. And I don't really know what's going on with this. But I'm gonna wait until more information comes out before I'll comment on the whole thing in the bathroom. You know the incident that I'm talking about, because the video footage I've seen, I'm like, well, all that shows is. You couldn't even see who was going into the bathroom with him. It looked like a dude. Like, I don't know. So I don't know what that footage really proves, but they're saying that it's damning footage and it proves that he was doing what they say he was doing. I don't know. Part of it seems like a cash grab to me, like a shakedown, because they asked him for money first to keep it quiet. That did happen. So the fact that they did that, I don't know. It kind of screams cash grab to me. But hey, look. Could have been a cash grab, something else could have been being grabbed, who knows. Let's wait until the actual evidence comes out on that one, I think, before we damn the guy or damn the accuser or whatever. It's all a bit of a mess. I think we can all just agree maybe that Conor needs to stop putting himself in these situations at the very least. I think we can all agree on that. So, Troll of the Week this week. Mom says retire. So it's basically, it's a scene from Mr. Bean, actually. If you're English, you know Mr. Bean, Ryan Atkinson. Anyway, they put Nunes' face there with Khabib, and it's like, you know, Khabib saying that Mum said retire, because they're both retired for the same reasons. I get it for Nunes more than Khabib, honestly. I think Khabib had more to do in the octagon. Nunes, what else is there for her to do? Absolutely nothing. She's cleared out the division. She's won both belts. She's held them for a long time. She's held one of them for like nearly 7 years uninterrupted. So yeah, look, it's time to retire on top. I hope she enjoys her retirement. She deserves it. She seems to have gotten out of, you know, the cage with both her belts, with, you know, the greatest of all time, like, up to this point. That's pretty much undisputable at this point. And she seems to have escaped with her health intact as well. No, that never happens. Nobody does that. That's another reason that she's probably the greatest of all time, because she's managed to do what most don't and go out on top. Speaking of going out on top, that's all I'm going to go with for this week. I'm going to be looking at Josh Emmett against Topuria this weekend. That's going to be a really fun fight card, so I'll be doing a casuals guide, going through that, and a couple of deep dives as well. And until next time, keep those odds long and those bets terrible. Thank you for listening.